Good morning, everybody. No, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Chris Yee.
And I'm in a big chair.
Good morning to you two.
This is really bugging you, the big chair.
It's just weird. I just feel like I'm wobbling. I'm good, though.
You can lower it if you want.
No.
You can be shorter than Tom.
No, I'm going to stay here.
We already were messing with that.
Tom already went up.
I can...
I like that. That just looks weird
Chris
right
likey this.
now. That's just odd.
Anyhow,
Okay.
Welcome to Crowdsurfing. We like to start Crowdsurfing off by saying thank you to some of our Kickstarter backers.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
But before we say thank you to those Kickstarter backers, let me give you a little bit of an update. So almost, I think, every promo but one is in. We have them all.
Okay.
Are we going to shame the one? Just kidding. No, we wouldn't. do
Let's just tell him.
I could, but no.
that. That's not.
So here's what's going to happen now. We are going to take the next month to package these things. It's going to take a while for us to put them in bags and sort them out and everything.
By we mean Tom's daughters.
Oh,
no, we mean we.
Oh, man.
You didn't help last year?
Yes. Actually, I did. Like one day, I think, right? I'm getting sick.
Anyhow, so that is, we're going to put them together, and then we're going to ship it all off to the shipping place. They're still waiting for the other merchandise and things, so we'll start shipping somewhere after that point. They're definitely, we're farther ahead of schedule we were last year. So you'll get them before the end of the year. We said December. It's looking good. Very good. Looking good for that.
So for you, you know who you are.
All right, so here's who we're thanking today from our Kickstarter backers.
Let's do it.
Tim, Jim, Pinks, and Madison.
Like that?
Always
James
with Tim.
Thompson.
Yes.
Okay,
Ben
I know
P.
him.
Stein.
I like that. That's pretty good.
Him and his
P.
money.
He had to put the P in there.
You want to win his money?
I do.
Okay.
But he put the P in there just so we wouldn't get confused.
Aunt Gia Wolf. Rebecca Day.
Oh, okay.
Do I know Rebecca Day? Dan
like we do.
Sturza. Andreas and Ann Britt.
Hey, I know the Sturzas.
Admiral Sosa.
I really hope he's a real admiral.
I hope so too.
Out
Or
there
his-
at sea.
I'm glad he gave me his pronunciation here because it looks like Sousa.
I'm
but
okay
it's Sosa.
either way. If his
Sosa.
name's Admiral or if he is an Admiral, both would be really cool.
If he was an admiral, it'd be cool. I've never met an admiral.
Would be.
I don't think I've even met a... Have I met a general?
You met a cap? What? Is
I
it-
met-
Wait, have I
Wait, isn't-
even met a general? One of those?
I haven't even met a president. I haven't met an Admiral. Isn't General above Admiral?
What? You can't make fun of him and then resort to that, Joey.
I've only seen like
They're
that.
different branches.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They're the top of the branches. Underneath generals, colonels. I've met a colonel.
Okay, Sanders.
No. And then lieutenant colonels. I've met many of them.
Admiral Sosa, thank you so much.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, and yeah, and Justin Thompson and Lucky the Dachshund.
Lucky the Dachshund.
Who's that?
That is a dog, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That
I
makes
have a
more
hard time
sense.
with that word. I always want to say dachshund.
Oh, I said Dachshund
yeah.
for
It's
so long.
Dachshund.
Through the
though, right?
snow.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Dotson through the snow.
All right. Well, anyhow, thank you to them. Also, thank you to our sponsor, GameFound. Each week, we take a look at a project on GameFound, and here's one I'm particularly excited about.
Let's do it now.
Today's project we're taking a look at is Dungeon Twister 20th Anniversary Edition. So this project, which originally, came out in 2004, a two-player, although there's an expansion in it where you can make it go up to 4 players, game from Christopher Bollinger, which there is almost no luck. This game is a game in which you're going to take 8 different characters. You have them in a dungeon at twists and turn, but it's not a dungeon crawl. It is more of a fighting the other person, or think of it almost as a sports game. You're trying to get them to the other side of the dungeon along these tiles, which are going to twist and turn. You have the ability to control them, finding items, and each character in the game also has special abilities. So you can see here, this is the base pledge here, the game for 2 players. The Paladin adds even more characters, giving you the ability to draft and use unique special abilities. And then you can add in the 3 to 4 player expansion if you want to play with more. And then there's special things like a play mat and stuff like that. This is a fantastic game. It is not a dungeon crawl, like I said, more of a 1 versus 1 going back and forth. And he also has these magnetic rings and magnetic tokens that you can upgrade to. So that's pretty neat. And unlike the very original game, everything here is also a miniature rather than a standee. So this is the Dungeon Twister 20th Anniversary Edition. You can back it on GameFound now. Okay, so if you're new to this, we're always taking a look at games that came out in the that are ending. We're looking at projects that are ending on BackerKit, GameFound, and Kickstarter in the next 7 to 10 days or so. Unless it's next week, in which case next week we're going to take a look at 14 days because we're going to miss the week after that.
Oh, that's right.
We are.
We're going to retreat.
So this week I actually
Another
stretched it
military
out
term.
like to 11 or 12 days so that for two reasons. One, so that we would not have as many next week.
Got it.
And two, because I was like, there's got to be some good projects, right? This is not the best of weeks.
Oh, it's a good week.
Oh, there's one I think that has 10 days left that wasn't on here. So
Can we put it on there? Can we add it?
Possibly.
No, okay. It still might make next week, yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah,
put it
it
on
will
now.
probably make next week.
I don't know why we're high-fiving there. That was a little awkward. I'm going to move over. That's a Jason high-five.
That was really weak. I retract it.
All righty. Let's get going here. Here we go. First, we're starting with Sleeve Kings in 49 Standard, 8 Premium, and 9 Perfect Fit. The Perfect Fit's in all capitals. Premium sizes.
Hey, Roy, my pick of the week symbol is still up there for some reason.
This is
Chris,
Chris's pick of the week.
Pick this
You
already?
just really, spoiler. This is
All right,
good.
so Sleeve Kings is owned by the same folks who own Mayday.
Yep.
Just because Mayday used to do sleeves. I don't know enough about Sleeve King sleeves. I know we have several games in the library.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I have a lot of these because I bought the wrong size, and I just have them. There's a
They're
lot of
tough.
sizes.
There's geek lists on Board Game Geek and other places
Yes.
that tell you the exact sizes you need to fit your games, which is
Because-
pretty critical.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I like something on the page here they show. If you keep scrolling down, they show instructions on how to go to Board Game Geek and click on like a feature on the front page, front of each page, right there, that says, "Help me know what sleeves to
Sleeve
get."
it. Yeah, because I knew that because Unmatched, their new Shakespeare has the smaller cards. I would
Yeah.
sleeve everything. And now, unfortunately, the company Penny Sleeves doesn't make that size, so I had to go to a different brand.
Okay, I'm.
But that's neat. When you click, sleeve, make sure you pick up the cards.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And probably
okay.
one that's like known. So maybe go to like Arcs or something.
Yeah,
like that,
you
right?
pick one.
Okay, all right, because it's a new game. I've heard of this. Have we played it
Okay.
recently? Sleeve it. I have never noticed that
I
button
hadn't
there.
either. I don't know if it's new or what, but it's just.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. I think that's my favorite part about that Kickstarter page. Is like,
That we all learned this.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
That's really. I just found that out last week. I don't know if it's a new feature or what, but that's really good.
so my point being that should help you, Joey, in
Oh, it will in the future. I just
Yeah.
discovered, like I said last week, I've ordered, I'd give it up. at this point.
Okay, well, anyway, other than that, I apologize that we can't really, give you more. I do sleeve. Someone says I don't sleeve.
You do sleeve.
I not much. I sleeve occasionally, but it's in a game that gets, there's 10 cards and they're going to get shuffled all the time. Like Citadels or a game like that. Deck building games I very rarely sleeve because...
it costs almost
Oh,
as
my
much
word.
as the game.
No, it doesn't. It is definitely more than the game.
You sure? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cost is not the only reason, though, because I definitely do coins and other upgrades that are more than the cost of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Here they have these bands. So on our, we have these amazing bands that are made of the same material as suspenders.
Those are great.
That are in boxes. But if you want a much cheaper alternative, these large rubber bands, they're the 4-way ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They work pretty well too.
They do.
They will break, and things like that. But
If you want to hurt your boxes, use the way to go.
anyway, so lots of
Just kidding.
sleeves.
I use them too.
Moving on, Elder Dice, Fear the Unknown. So these are kind of cool, but again, with all dice, we have to say, can we read them?
No.
Some of them, yes.
Those are good. Wait, but the other side.
Man, I love these white, red, green ones, but there's going to be some sides you can't read.
But look at the bottom with the green and the black. That's nice.
Yeah, well, I like that blue one too.
Yeah, except for that 10 right there. Those are really pretty.
You said for Arkham Horror, I guess, if you're going to play one of those games. These are
Or
prettier than
RPGs,
functional, unfortunately.
Reanimator, best movie of all time. I'm just kidding. No, I can't really. It's not.
These are easily readable. The Eye of Chaos.
Those are nice. I like the cases they come in too.
There's got to be a dice crash coming at some point.
Right.
I don't know.
How much dice
Yeah.
exists in the world at this point?
Oh.
You own half of them.
I've got the best dice at Gen Con.
Did you see that one giant die that was made up of other dice? They had melted them down.
No.
And then,
That's
did
pretty
you see
meta.
it?
No. What?
It was like a big 20-sided die that was made of, that acrylic stuff that, you see people make projects with it online and they put things in it and then let it harden.
Yeah.
And so it was made of that filled with dice, and I was going to buy it on the spot. It was $400. I don't care how good that die is.
You didn't vlog it. You didn't film it.
Wow. Yeah, I know. So I got this Dr. Smelly Bones, the dirt. Did you guys smell my dirt dice?
Yes, well, you made everyone smell the dirt dice.
They smell like dirt.
Okay.
It's great.
Anyhow, these look fine.
These do look good. And those, what are the sets? 2 sets for 53?
Dungeon, Pirate, and Space Days. 3 easy coffee table games. So I played 2 of these companies' games. I played Dog Days and, was it Cat Days? Or was it Dino Days?
Oh, is this the same series?
That was a Kickstarter before that.
Yeah, because 3 of them came in: Dino Days,
Right.
Cat, and Dog. I think.
I didn't play one of the 3.
They also did a miniature game, which I had not heard of. Did you see
Guys,
that?
I cannot emphasize to you much at how much these games suck. Okay?
Okay, I thought you were going to say they were simple.
Yes.
no, okay.
They're terrible.
Okay.
They're terrible in every way. Look at the art. The
Now look at me.
design.
No, look at the...
I hate this so much. But Zatu Games is like a big thing. They're like a big online retailer in England.
Yeah. Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, you have like 7 days in front of you, draft cards or something, and put them on there.
Yeah, you're just playing a card in front of you, and it will be like, oh, this is worth this many points. Also, kill someone else's that's in their line. And blah, 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 blah. That's how the game plays. All right.
Okay.
I don't like them.
No. Yeah, that one was fine.
Okay. Food for Thought, a game about food and choices.
Took me a while to realize that this is just a new edition of consumption.
Yes.
Right. Well,
So the designer emailed me about this and told me that they were putting this up, but I was excited because I actually have consumption in the library.
do you really?
I
Is
do.
it a big box? It looked big in the playthrough.
No, well, the one in the library is not particularly big. It's
Okay.
So consumption is a game in which you have kind of a specific diet you're going for. You might get vegetarian, but you also might get
probably wouldn't.
carnivorous or whatever.
That's more.
Or unhealthy. You're trying to die at an early
Yep,
age.
keep going. Keep going. You're hitting every single avenue.
And then you're just collecting food and to get it, and you'll work out a little bit if you get too much food in you.
Lost me again. All right.
Well, one of the exercises is billiards, so I'm in.
There we go. I did like that. It's like recipe fulfillment, right? Worker placement style.
So the original game came from Colossal. I guess that fell through. Consumption wasn't a great name for a game, although I guess Food for Thought isn't working too well either, because this is not doing particularly well, is it?
It's funded, but it's like 15,000, 10,000.
10,000. It's not that much. I liked it. I thought it was a clever theme. It was interesting. I thought it was slightly... There's my review. What did I say? Great
Just watch
theming.
it.
Love it. Every part of this game, the theme is brimming out. There's a lot of replayability in this game. That's true. And that's the thing. I like the theme. It was a little rough on some of the edges, but other than that, I was just amused by it, and I was kind of saddened that I've always, when people say what themes need more games, I'm always say food.
I agree.
But I guess it's not working here in this case.
And Grail also made
Is Bonagor eating
Boomerang.
Corey in that picture?
kissing, I think. More of a kiss.
It's consumption, yeah.
Oh, that'll make more sense.
He's doing one of those, sucking out the life force.
Yeah, absorb a lot.
Like the Wraith? Yeah.
So what's changed? Wording, rectangle circle. This is all very minor stuff.
Okay.
And more promo cards. And
like
yoga
that.
cards.
Oh, finally. I felt so lost before.
All right, anyway, well, at least it's got a fun, so let's hope it does well. I'm surprised it's not doing better. Again, fun theme, interesting, game that's already come out, and then Grail games, they usually do pretty well.
Good
That was pretty
components,
well.
too.
Good component. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Those wood pieces and stuff
Yeah,
is
it's very
nice.
pretty.
All right, the Smoking Bones Travel Guide #1.
This is interesting. This right here, I've always liked the idea of like travel guides or technical manuals for places that don't exist.
So you like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
I do. And I remember I had a holodeck technical manual when I was a kid, like for Star Trek. It didn't work, but it told you how it should work. So anyway, this type of thing, it's very interesting. And the artwork is great in this, obviously.
Andrew Bosley is a whole world that he's created, I guess, with his son.
You
He's
knew
done the
about
art.
this earlier, because when I saw it, I was like, I don't know this, and I saw Andrew Bosley, and I thought, I think, Chris, you had a discussion with him about this company?
Yeah, well, I mean, like I'm on his Discord server, and so something that he's been talking about for a while in general. But yeah, no, it is going to be a whole world that's going to have novels in it.
Games.
It's going to have games in it from Stonemaier Games that he's going to do the illustration for, obviously. And so this is kind of what Joey's talking about. This is like an in-world travel guide. Like, oh, come learn about the sweeping mountains and blah, blah, blah. To your left, you'll notice these things and stuff. And I think that's a cute way to do it. It's an interesting way to introduce a world. But I'll be curious when more of the stuff comes out.
I will say I'm interested. It's a low price for lay flat coffee table books, like $25 or something, which is probably because it does advertise things coming out later.
How old is his son?
I don't know. His son looks 50 in this illustration.
Yeah. I don't know because I didn't think Bosley looked that old.
No.
I think he's probably just a very good-looking 84-year-old.
Yeah, maybe
It wouldn't
that's
surprise me.
He's very spry.
I don't know where this is going. All right, before we go to any more projects, let's take a look here at Mr. Mark.
This spotlight is brought to you by Dungeon Rummy, where a party of misfits cooperate to rummy their way through a dungeon. Welcome to the land of Garden, a vast world home to a large assortment of creatures of all shapes and sizes. According to the oldest historians, all three kingdoms were built on the shells of gigantic turtles, sleeping underwater. That is, of course, utter nonsense. Nowadays, we all know that it is fact we live on top of an armadillo shell. Among the mostly peaceful and sometimes lazy inhabitants is one group of who are loud, annoying, and oddly eager to poke bloodthirsty beasts with very short sticks. They think they are heroes, but really they are just misfits. Dungeon Rummy is a cooperative rummy-based adventure, and the first in the Misfits universe, where up to 4 reckless and not-so-great heroes have decided to throw themselves against not-so-fearsome foes in search of the greatest reward there is, bragging rights at the local pub. Each player has their own deck of 26 cards, modeled after a traditional deck with a few twists. Instead of clubs, hearts, diamonds, and spades, your 4 suits will be tank, damage, dealer, support, and healer. Also, some cards feature mana symbols, which will allow the playable characters to execute their special actions. Now, for some odd reason, these misfits seem to be under the impression that great riches await them after their adventures. But in reality, their loot will likely be a few trinkets and maybe 3 gold coins if they're lucky. Here's hoping. For more information, please check out the campaign, which is now live on Kickstarter.
Street.
All right.
Nailed it.
Next, a game that has a very distinctive style of art, Dungeon Degenerates, the Expansioning. I'm pretty sure we've covered Dungeon Degenerates when it was on here. It is a game I did not back because I cannot handle this art.
It is so punk
stained
rock,
glass.
psychedelic.
Black art.
Yeah, I don't think stained glass is the right word.
No, more
This
like
is
black light.
Spray
Black
paint the
light
side of
poster.
your van.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you can even tell, like, if you watch the original Dungeon Degenerates video, like, these guys are punk rock. You know what I mean? They're wearing, like, denim vest with all these punk bands and pins and stuff all over it. It is a maximalist color scheme that is just hard for my eyes.
It's got a following, though. What's it making? Over 100, right? Just
Oh
crazy.
yeah, I think a lot of people will probably back it for the art alone. 171.
That's insane.
It has leet. Oh no, that's 1227. It's 1337. It's leet.
But it's cool that they have such a niche and such a strong following within that. I couldn't be.
You play almost anything.
I have passed by this a couple times. I'm like, that maybe, but I don't know. I'm with you. I see this one and that rabbit one everywhere.
All right, next, Atma, a role-playing game, Season 3. So you were not part of the original Atma experiment. That was me, Roy, and Mike. Was it just us 3?
Oh, you did that,
No, it was the 3 of you that did that live play.
Wooshka.
When did you do that?
This was during 2020 is when it was.
Oh, okay.
This is a role-playing-esque card game in which you basically just make up any story you want, as I found out, and run your players through it. But it runs through a series of cards. It obviously was popular enough that they made Season 2 and now Season 3.
It seems like, I've not played it, but it seems like an RPG where it kind of guides you through, like almost those story cards. So it pretty much decides randomly what goes into it? Is that what it is?
Yeah, but you could add or do anything you want to it. There's the Atma playthrough right here. It is. We did 90 minutes of pure nonsense.
No, Wooshka made a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, it was a drug. And I don't remember anything else about that scenario.
A robot bartender
Just-
that Roy thought for a long time was a vending machine, and you had to be very explicit, like, no, he's a robot, but he leans over and the beer comes like pouring out of his nose or something like that.
Hey, the good thing is it was memorable to Chris.
I agree.
I approve of that.
You weren't there, right? This is
This is before I got hired on. Yeah.
you watch that and still.
And you still worked here? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I did not see that, or I would not be here. Beer coming out of the robot's face? I don't know.
Nostrils particularly.
Fingagolf.
I love that name.
Fingagolf.
Like, come on.
Fingagolf is up there with Wooshka. Is a heck of a
I'm pretty
drug.
sure that they went and looked for finger golf and they found it was already
That's exactly
trademarked.
it, yeah.
And they were like, wow, we got to do this anyway. And this is one of those games that some people did at college or around at the bar, as in the picture.
Oh.
And then they were like, let's make a whole game out of
They
it.
go full on into the cups out there, hitting the ball into the cups. At one point, they just give up on the fact that it's golf. And they just set up like 9 cups in there and start playing the quarters.
But would you like this scenery pack? So just in case you want to think you're in the forest, buy some things that clearly are not trees.
They could just use you could just use actual miniatures terrain.
Could you
and
just get
stuff.
some?
Oh, you could use beer cans.
You can put some plants in pots that are going to do just as well.
How?
This looks dumb enough for me to
But
play.
Also, why does the fairway need to be memory foam?
Because
It's gonna remember
most
every
of these
time the
people
ball
are going
gets
to pass
landing.
out. So, let's just know that going in. Okay, but if this was set up somewhere you walked in, you'd play it though, right?
100%.
Well, yeah, sure, but would I buy it?
100%.
No.
That's a different question.
No.
Ooh, what was the pricing on it? Like, because there's different tiers.
Well, you
could just get,
obviously
like, a
need the
single-
memory foam mat.
Remember though, I would play almost any game. If someone had cups on a table and threw balls in them, I would be like, let's do that. But I wouldn't.
yeah,
can
you do
introduce
it
you
at
to a
church.
place.
buy it.
Yeah.
Is there like a thing where people try to throw balls into cups?
It's like Bozo's grand prize game, right? Yeah.
It's not that expensive, I guess. $25.
No, but that's without the mat.
You can choose either a right-handed or left-handed set
Oh, yeah, that matters.
matters.
when you're drunk. It don't matter.
It doesn't matter. Nothing. They're going to start using their face eventually in this.
Nose a golf.
My sarcasm is too strong today.
It is.
Because Mike Howard's telling me that place is called college. Oh, okay. Anyway, the Adventure board game table by Wooden Castle. So not as crowded as the dice field, but the board game table is pretty crowded.
I like those chairs.
So Wooden Castle is a company I don't believe I've heard of before. Have you?
I'm not, no.
I think this would be a fun game to play sometime, is to show you guys some pictures of board game tables and say,
oh, yeah.
board game table, yes or no.
Oh.
I think you were going to say
With the
while
top
it has
on
the
it.
cover
Yeah,
on.
sure.
I think you're going to say name the company, but yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I could definitely be like, that's a table. That game I could crush at. If it's a board game table, I would assume that you showing it to me would make it a yes.
But the coffee tables are always like really
No,
well
I would
priced.
mix it up. I would have some that were not.
I don't believe you.
Would you guys do a coffee table, game table? I have a friend
No.
that has one. It hurts my back looking at it.
You know what? This makes me sad. I remember this part here, the velvet mat. Roy, do you remember the velvet mats? Were you there when we were using the velvet mats?
It was in 2020 when a
And we
robot
would
barfed
smooth
on it.
them. Sam would always smooth them. He would spend the whole live play unsmoothing it and then smoothing it again.
Oh, that's right. That was on the last table.
Yeah.
Before we had the
the-
all play ones.
You just would do this. You know how you
Yeah.
and then you put it back. Then you write your name in it. Then you put it back. Come on, you know you've done it.
Oh, I've done it. I've done it a lot.
I do like those though.
Do you miss that or do you not miss?
I like those. Well, I don't miss
Okay.
Sam doing that, but I mean,
Oh, he still does it, just not here. Probably doing it right now.
I think he got the Geek Chic table. Anyhow, this looks cool. I don't see anything in here though that's particularly different. So
The leg, the spider leg, the cross spider leg thing. I'm not sure how I feel about that, honestly.
What do you mean?
So you can have the 4 legs in the corner or where is it?
add-ons legs.
So one of them has
Oh, here it is. A steel spider leg.
Oh, wow.
that way it's open all the way on the outside of the frame.
Don't like it.
But then your feet would kick the corners.
You
at some
almost
point.
never sit at the ends of tables like this unless you're eating. So the people who are sitting across from the board, where are you supposed to put your legs there? That's a table that's made for looks,
Yeah.
not functionality.
Yeah, I don't know how that would function right.
I hate everything about that. That's terrible. Okay,
But that's a one different
you
thing
don't
I
have
think
to
I
get
noticed.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, who knows? It's another table. DVG, Valiant Defense, Guadalcanal. This is the newest Dan Verzen game based on the battle for Henderson Field in Guadalcanal. So we're just showing this to you because we show you war games.
This is interesting. I keep saying I wish War Games had better artwork, and now this one actually does have some design work on it. I'm like, phew, I kind of miss just how straightforward the other ones were. You know?
We'll circle back to that one later.
This is a lot of unnecessary stuff here, by the way.
It's
Oh, I
very
know.
all the historical.
Yeah.
That is
outline.
way too much information
Goes
here.
into deep detail.
I guess the thing is that so they said this is based off the same system as Pavlov's House, which is a David Thompson solo game. So this
where his
whole
dog
series is David Thompson solo games. I've played one or two of them, and I enjoy them because you often have a very small close-up look at about 8 characters you control, 8 people, historical characters that you have to maneuver around, and they're called Valiant Defense because you are against the ropes. Like these are hard, and historically they simulate something just immensely overbearing. And so I really like this idea, the idea of this whole series, and it just kind of makes you appreciate when people have overcome ridiculous odds.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Reign of the Onyx King, a one versus many card game. There's not a lot of one versus many card games, actually.
No.
This one has a lot of art. The art actually goes from one card to another. That's just that picture. One shard deck for all
I
players.
like that.
You say shard deck or shared deck?
Shard. He said shard.
It does say shared, but shard deck would work.
I thought he was doing an accent until Chris called him out.
Now, I just decided I didn't want to read the E.
I say one shard deck between the...
I think, here's the thing. I think this art looks different than many other games.
I agree.
And I like how these cards look.
Yep.
I like the leveling up of them. I don't know if the game is good. I'm a little concerned about the amount of text on all the other cards. But
I like the fact that it's a CCG or TCG that you can just buy once.
that's not a TCG then.
Exactly.
It's just a CG.
You just get it.
It's called a card game.
That's okay. Because I like the fact that I'm buying this and I want to keep buying booster packs for the rest of my
It's a
natural life.
BOCD.
Yes.
Buy a
That's-
once card game.
So I don't know. And then the one versus all looks like the guy who plays the king, I guess, gets like all these different bosses to throw out at you and all that. Looks interesting. I would
It all
like to
comes
play
down
it.
to how does that guy play? Does he get to play full force and it's a straight up game, or is he a dungeon master?
Yeah.
It's from what it sounds like that person's trying to go full bore, right? It is a
Right.
And the fact that everything comes from one shared deck, it's kind of like Radlands and everything. So
Sure.
I do like shared deck.
And shard deck.
yeah, sorry, the shard deck. So curious about it. Looks cool.
All right. Ascending Fate. This one has not yet funded. No, has funded. Sorry. I don't know what I was thinking there. It's funded very well. Ascending Fate is the diceless sci-fi skirmish game. So this is a miniatures game.
It's interesting. I like the whole diceless battling mechanic where you kind of have you kind of put your hidden selection on attack and defend and stuff. It looks interesting.
Diceless combat's hard to do.
I know, but I'm hoping it's.
And in a miniatures game, you're fighting a lot. So I don't
I think
know.
it's going to drag out.
I hope not. I think the miniatures look fine. Unfortunately, they're showing the vast majority of them painted.
Painted. That's the big thing, too.
Which isn't very
of course.
helpful to us. Well, no,
Right.
but usually they show you unpainted and painted.
Sure, yeah.
And so I want to know, because here's a few unpainted, and you know what? They don't look as good.
Right. And are those actual painted miniatures or are those renders? I think they're painted miniatures, right?
I think all the pictures are.
Well, they look fine, but it's hard to. Yeah, well, I guess if you're going to play a miniatures game, you're going to paint it anyway.
I'm guessing that's the logic, right? Yeah, it's not up my alley.
I just have high hopes for the future, because it looks like every time I see a future thing, it looks like they do get rid of the letter C. And I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, I like that.
As someone who has a C in his name, it's pretty unimportant.
Yes.
But you got an extra letter that no one ever says with the H there too. Isn't that cool?
Yay.
It is. You're a hidden H. You'll be Chris.
He's sneaky.
You are sneaky.
All right.
I also have a PH later in the same name, so.
It's an honorary.
Wow.
Legacy at Sea, the ultimate sandbox pirate adventure. The ultimate. I mean, that gets me a little bit because I do like ultimate pirate sandbox adventures. Then I look at him and go, could you not have hired someone to do graphic design?
Okay, but this right here, the whole fact is historically based. I wanted to use air quotes, but I know you can't. But I'm like,
Historically based would be so boring.
oh, come on. It'd be cool, though, to read.
No, half your crew got scurvy. The other half deserted
Okay,
when you
not
landed
that
on
historically
board.
based.
Well, that's what you said.
I mean, like these pirates actually existed, supposedly, which I don't know, but I don't know how much
Joe's
actual,
a pirate skeptic.
I don't know how much historical records pirates kept on themselves, or how much was like told to
A
people.
lot of these people existed.
Well, I know they existed, but a lot of the details.
It supposedly existed.
They
says
supposedly-
I'm
Joe.
sorry, existed.
I think
the truth is out there.
The world began when I was born. No, it's I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think it's sandbox pirate. I'm in, but then you base it more into history.
I don't love
than-
the art.
I think that's
Everyone has
fine.
very, very rosy cheeks here.
They're happy.
That's true.
They're very happy. You're right. They're not very dirty pirates.
They've all been scrubbed clean.
Yeah, I think I wish you wouldn't have mentioned that. I didn't notice that before now, but they're all like royalty pirates.
They're going to the
shiny.
pirate ball.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I missed the pirate ball.
But those are the posters.
A lot of text though. I don't know. This one I worry about.
At some point in the page, it talks about the streamlined mechanisms, and I was like, oh, that's not the vibe I got from this.
No,
But
and
I
then-
could be wrong.
Well, the interview from people at Gen Con 2024, which is this year, they're like, this was really easy to play. I'm like, okay, well, I did not see that from, I read the rule book on this one too, and it was substantial. I'm still hopeful though.
All right. Next.
Like me some pirates. Not hopeful for this one.
Liars and looters. Not a bad name, actually. But trade, bluff, repeat.
Yeah, this is to this game's credit. They actually seem to have laid out the rules, the idea of the game very well on this page. Right.
The graphic design also looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's a well put together page. I scrolled through it and I said, "Oh, I know what type of game it is."
Right.
Right. So many do not do that. This is not a game I'm interested in, but at least I know that from actually just scrolling through the page. And people who are interested in it got an idea of what they're signing up for.
Right.
Are you thinking about the $400 pledge, signing to get every single base game they ever make for the rest of? Is that this company? Is that this
It
one
is.
here?
You will receive every all-in of every board game that we release in the future automatically, including all unlocked stretch goals. Now, that could be amazing.
Or,
Or
No, that's the only option.
oh, okay.
okay.
I
Yeah.
think
I've
we
seen
should
the
all
future.
get it. Are there any left?
These guys are the next Chip Theory.
Let's do it.
chip. Now, how do you spell chip theory without the letter C?
Hip theory. It's very popular.
Hip. Why are we doing our shoulders?
I don't know because
Our hips
that's
are
what
down
hip
here.
people do. I'm not moving my hips.
These hips lie.
This,
Okay.
this chair will not take it.
Moving on. Aetherstream, Leviathan. So these guys were like, hey, this is FASA. Okay, before I make fun of the name. Never mind.
Go ahead.
FASA is best known probably for making BattleTech and Shadowrun. They don't, and Crimson Skies. That's these guys.
Good call.
So they're like, oh, I was going to make fun of the name Leviathan, but for all I know, they were the original ones to come up with that name. I don't know.
I
This
thought you
Leviathan's
were
used a lot.
Scared of making fun of BattleTech. I would be too.
BattleTech's cool.
I
Yeah,
want to
take
play
that,
it,
Joey.
but it's more the community that.
No, I didn't say the game was cool. I like BattleTech, the whole series, the idea,
Okay.
the books. They're really cool. I like the universe. The
I
game
like the
is
game, too.
fine, but
Yeah.
it's more fun to build than it is to play.
Right. That's what I've heard.
So there's a video you can look at on this page to talk about how movement works. Like they separated the videos for movement and combat.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign. There's like a 16-minute video that's just this guy showing like, okay, if you start here and you want to move 4 spaces, you can just kind of count on 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you throw turning into this, that's going to be a complete disaster. I mean,
Really?
it's a 16-minute long video about this guy talking about how to move your ships. And
That is the thing, though, with these games, which all these games are essentially naval games, right? Because they never do three-dimensional spaceship bad. So it's basically just ships.
Right.
And then it's all about turning and trying to hit the other people with either the front or the broadside. There's not a lot of unique stuff in them, but if you like naval games, you'll like these too. To me, this is too complex, just straight out the gate for me, but I thought it looked interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I liked X-Wing.
This is not going to be as fast as X-Wing.
That's what I was afraid of.
That's the thing.
That's when I saw those rules.
Yeah.
All right. Arrival Push, a game of vectors. So I have a little app on my iPad I play all the time where these planes keep coming to the airport, and you got to draw lines to make them come in.
Really?
Yeah, but you don't ever want to make any two crash because then apparently you get fired.
Can't put that on your resume.
It's hard to get another job.
Is this your first time working? It is.
Less than 10 collided airports in my 3-month tenure.
Air traffic control seems like one of those things that if you get fired, you don't get picked up.
No, this is...
Anyway, I don't hate this idea of the planes turning, although that looks disastrous.
That looks horrible. That's like O'Hare.
But it reminds me of that app. I don't love the board. It looks a little too busy.
Oh, my. That is an understatement. It looks really busy, and the little demonstration ones look very small, really small.
Yeah, here's a heads up. When it comes to planes, it don't matter what the terrain looks like because they're in the air.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty funny. I didn't think of that.
I mean, you can have the terrain. It's nice. But if it gets in the way, you delete it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
I always wonder this with this, too. It's like, okay, you're probably usually allowed like a couple of crashes. This one, you probably can't at all hit planes, or it's like, your game's over, man.
I don't think you should
hit planes at all, right?
Like, you're like, you can have a couple.
Well, in most other games, you have
Sir,
a couple
I'd like to get
fails.
a job. I have a... So, well, how'd your last job end? Well, 2 things collided, but it was just 2. You're like, well, that's fine.
It was air traffic control.
This is an interesting idea, though.
It's an interesting idea, cool theme.
Yeah, I don't think this is particularly well implemented.
No.
All right, DicePen Collection. Now, talk about something that looks good, actually, I think. I don't know if I want to back these, but they just look really interesting. I like the series, the book. I'm surprised this isn't doing as well.
Until you get, scroll more, that one right there. Like, all the other ones look very classy. Like, oh, yeah, African safari. Oh, something else. And this one's just like, gnomes! And it just it looks out of
I
place
guess you're
with the
right
rest of
there.
the
The other
series.
ones, I don't know. I like having a series where they all look the same. Are these all print and play, or can you print?
Potion Crafters is out, I thought, unless it was a different potion game that looks very similar.
I think this is an ongoing series
Is
or
it?
something. Yeah.
So they don't
There's
come in those
previous
books? I would
Kickstarters.
like those books. You get the books, too, right? I don't know.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because at first I was like, okay, I thought they'd all be like in one book, which I thought that's cool, but then it looks like it's each one is a book.
Wait, are they print and play?
I don't think they are on this one. I think
It does say
Potion-
ships to anywhere in the world.
I think the
Yeah.
Potion one was available as print and play before in a different one.
John Tripp in the chat says, every air traffic controller gets 2 mulligans in their contract.
2 mulligans.
My bad. My bad. Everybody's still up there? We're going to try this again.
All right. Light and Race, controlling the power light. Now,
This one looks
tell
cool.
me you thought it was cool as soon as you saw it. I knew
this
you
looks
would.
awesome.
Okay, so
Jimmy would love
did
this.
you... I don't know if they were already gone by the time you were a child. Did you ever have those tracks where you held the trigger in and it went around?
I got to go
Yes.
to a place one time in my life that had those.
Oh, you
And-
paid to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, those were cool because they had things we couldn't afford.
Yes.
Right.
Those tracks are amazing, except as a kid, you're terrible at them. You're like, I'll hold
So
the trigger
bad.
down and it flies off.
Yep.
But I got one once as a kid, and it was amazing. And then I had a friend's dad. You never realized as a kid, you thought, that dad is so cool. Now I'm like, he was a nerd. He had all these cool things to go do when he went to his house. But he had a big track, and I always remember that thinking, that is so amazing that they
Pretty
had
sure
these
our
big
kids'
tracks.
friends are thinking the same thing now.
Josh. But this looks a little like that, but it looks a little better,
really
actually.
cool. It's
It
like-
looks like they'll stay on the track better.
Yeah. And you get to mix like Indiana Jones type mirror movement to...
Here's the problem. There's too many wires.
This looks like a
Yeah.
lot of setup and a lot of wires and getting all the the pillars in the right place and stuff.
That's really cool, though.
Yeah. Also, too much science-ness, where they're like, we're gonna teach you all about this. You know, you will learn so much science. Like, I just want to race cars.
It's like there's too much learning in this.
No, but I
will
know what
agree
he's
with
talking
you.
about, right?
I do
You
too.
want there to be learning, but doesn't have to be that much learning.
Yeah.
Like, calm down. Also, it's expensive.
Dude.
Like this here, sustain a challenge. I'm like, oh yeah, I'd buy that. Oh, not for 350 pounds.
He said 29 backers, 43K. That can't be right?
What's the highest level?
700. Hang on. This is the change maker. It doesn't look any better. It looks like they give you some books. You know what? I think that's probably the.
Oh my!
What?
You get to go to Turkey.
Yeah, you go to Turkey and then that guy will shoot for you.
Oh, if I get to meet him, I would pay that.
I just want him to point at me.
I know that will be the best profile picture forever.
Also, you can get this clearly not Batmobile.
legally
yeah, this is the
distinct.
biggest problem with this one is that it's too expensive.
Ignoring the 6,000-pound one.
Wait, look
That's
at it. It's
obviously
$49.99.
No, yeah, forgetting that. I understand that. These are just for the cars. The Curiosity Pack isn't the smallest track here is $153. The smallest
Wow.
track. That's too small. I can't. You can go out and buy really good tracks now. They have ones where it like virtually knows where the road is and stuff. They have really good tracks that you can
That's-
buy now.
Oh, scroll, but that image right there shows $49.99. But if you do it now, early bird, scroll down and see that price, $59.99. So see, if you do it now, you can pay a little bit more, but you were the first one.
Hopefully, Zine Camille will bring back a lot of pounds.
I know. We need pounds. L's. No, those are L's. We need L's.
L/slashes.
Yes.
All right, Maida 1806, Limits of Glory, Campaign 2. Okay, well, this is one again that we put in here. Marco likes it, no kidding, because he likes war games.
Zilla Blitz. I mean, that's the thing, is those are the reviewers you're probably looking for if you're looking for these games.
This is back to, yeah.
This is one of those times where I don't think you should make your counters that big to show off. I don't think I needed them that big to see.
No.
Like I wasn't wondering.
I agree.
And Grant, that's not even a very good picture of Grant.
No. He wasn't even looking.
Grant's
All right.
Game Rex?
Anyway, that's there. Where are we at now? Last game, the Cats of Mont St. Michael, and this is actually one of the highest backed games of the week.
This was a journey for me on this one.
So this is the Perfection Pledge I saw on the side, and I almost closed the page based on that name. So this is some weirdness here.
This
And
is
I got to give them props because we're always calling out generic. This is not generic.
No.
this is Felinia, the adventure book game.
It does look like that. So it looks like 1970s adventure magazine artwork, but with
Right.
cats and rats that are as big as the cats or not, depending. It's a solo co-op kitty cat game with a narrative campaign. I love the pictures of someone verbally without showing them anything.
Hear me out. Here's what I have.
It's in revolutionary France. It has books, and you like books.
I like books. That's why I was back in.
Well, the adventure, yeah, the whole map book thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, great, right?
And it's like such a mix of old time, nostalgic 1970s and 80s games mixed with 2024 stuff.
Yeah.
Like Cats.
Well, yeah,
Cats
but
didn't exist in the 70s.
well, like the map book
Shouldn't have.
and some of the graphic design. And these counters look great, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the miniatures aren't bad. I mean, if you like cats, or I do like that dog. I really like that
He's
dog.
about to get those cats.
He's like, I hope he's not a bad guy because that guy was awesome.
Okay, what do you think about the whole... This is like a book when you put on your shelf, the whole book look. Is that what
I'm
they're leaning
okay
into?
with that if you're pulling it off, if it fits in and comes out easily. But this is not any small book. They're showing, I mean, look at here, this Perfection
Yeah, the
Pledge.
size, that's huge.
That is a huge thing.
I don't know. I love the lay flat. I'm really a fan of those books to lay the map out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, why is it...
The Crimson Cardinal, I want that so much. Look how evil he is.
What animal is he?
Well, he used to be a dog.
He looks like he used to be a pterodactyl.
That's
Well,
really,
these guys are just terrible.
Those are
Like,
renditions.
look, there's a
too.
praying mantis.
Oh, man. Why isn't the cardinal a cardinal?
Cardinal?
It doesn't show whether that dog's a good guy or not. I'm just going to assume he's a good guy.
Cardinal isn't in this game. I would like the game more if it was just normal. I guess I'm more of a Genaria person. I would've
No,
liked
see,
just
on
a
this I
dungeon crawl.
disagree.
You like cats?
Don't trick me.
Okay.
But I like this theming. If we're going to have funny fantasy, then why not make it with cats and animals? It makes it less generic that way. It also lets you do really wonky things.
Like
you can
scratch
bring out,
people?
no, like you
When
can
they
bring
try
out
to
like a
pet your
big
belly?
spider as a bad guy and make it do weird things. Will you shut up?
Okay.
I guess I would rather, if they're going to lean into that, go a little more cartoony than this like retro look to it.
That's the weird thing, right? So if you like mice, someone I saw one of
Mice
these
and
things that
Mystics.
said, if you like mice and mystics, I'm like, this is no mice and mystics. Your kids might come from
I
this
knew
story.
Mice and Mystics. I worked with Mice and Mystics.
I also worry they don't show enough of the game.
Right.
I mean, they show a little bit here. You can prowl, stride, or pounce. And these pictures make it not look great. But then other pictures, I look at them and go, that looks fun. I'm very
Then-
mixed-minded on this.
I agree. Every
That's where
character
I'm at.
having 9 health points was a bit on the nose.
Alrighty, well, that's pretty funny. That is our games that we're looking at today. We got some other odd projects, just a couple, actually. But before we do those, let's hear from Mark.
Street, got it. I did it. Dibs.
Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower preview recap. I'm Mark, and of course, I'm here with Alita. And we just have a couple games to look at, so let's get to it. And first up, we have the Cats of Saint Mont, Michel. Now this is an adventure storybook type game. As you move through with RPG elements, trying to find loot, new cards, you're gonna be using 12-sided dice for battling, but you are cats as you try to rid the abbey of the villainous rats and their brethren like cockroaches. So it is very thematic to what you're doing, and it's really interesting how the storybook elements play out and how all the different scenarios link together for the overall story. And lastly, we have Dungeon Twister. Now, this is the 20th anniversary of Dungeon Twister, and this is a deluxe version of the game for sure, as they've improved the artwork, the graphics, you have miniatures, magnets to picking up loot as you move through the dungeon, and of course it all comes down to victory points as you twist your way through the dungeon, trying to find the best path. So that brings us to our pick of the week. Now, both these games I really enjoy, right at my alley, both of them. And I'm gonna give it up for Dungeon Twister. I hadn't actually played this game in a really long time, but this new edition gives me new excitement for it. And I can't wait to try all the expansions and even the solo and all the things they have going for it. Now, the magnets on the characters as you move through the dungeon is just something really cool, and just the bigger tiles, the artwork, and of course, again, the mechanisms around this game about rotating the dungeon becomes very puzzly and thinky. All right, folks, if any of these games look like they might be of interest to you, please check out our full preview. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
All right. A couple odd projects here. We'll start with Heen, the harness that does the dirty work for you.
Come on.
Okay.
This just made me sad.
What?
You make the dogs carry their
Dirty
poopy bags.
Yeah.
Like
You're like-
you're gonna carry it.
Like you pooped,
You carry it.
it's on you.
Yeah, it's like, go ahead, push it out.
Is these?
You're gonna have to carry it.
So I couldn't tell. Is this like the stuff that they have at the horses at Disney World? Which is like the big like satchel behind them.
Oh no! No, that's no. See, it's not that bad. No, I think they just put their bag. Oh, gross.
What's wrong with you? It's gross when the horses do it.
Yeah, but not when you're walking your dog and there's a bag hanging behind it. It's just
I
like,
want a little kid who follows me, like they do with the horses at the race. And it's his job to scoop up the stuff.
that would be good. I just want to look at dogs.
All I've learned is my dogs are like, where's the darkest place with the most grass?
But do you
That'll be a
always
pain to pick up.
do you always look away when the dog's doing it though? Because I always feel like
Oh, because they're not ashamed.
they're looking
They're
at you
like-
like.
What are you looking at?
I always look away like you're done. And then I lose it because it's night. That's just me.
I don't need this. I think I can carry the bag.
There are also pockets. This girl apparently has not heard of pockets. You can put those little bags in your pocket.
No.
No, you put the poop in your pocket?
No.
Like before you put the poop in them.
Oh, okay. Well, you weren't clear on that.
Okay.
Then what do you do with the bag? You have to tie it to the dog's
First of all,
leash,
you don't
right?
actually pick it up. You just bend over and act like you're picking it up so your neighbors see you about to pick it
He's
up.
a terrible
I'm just
person
kidding.
sometimes.
I really do pick it up.
I mean, I have my wife pick it up, and then
If your dogs are bigger than mine.
These alleged pirates would have picked up the poop. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. This one is odd.
all right. Next one, StepBot.
Okay, I want the minion one of this one.
It's not a minion. That's
It's a
legally distinct.
Legally distinct.
Oh, come on.
Uh,
That's
Tell me-
kind of cute, though, right?
Yes. Do they stick together?
Yeah, it's like, you ever seen it where the guy has 4 people with him that are on a pole
Oh,
and he dances
yes.
with them?
I've seen the village people like that. They weren't actually village people, but one guy was doing it.
These, I don't know that they need to be Kickstarted, right? Couldn't you just sell this?
No, they will be at CVS by the time they're delivered.
Yeah, it does so much.
No, look.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, they're magnets?
Yeah, it's Mr. Potato Head style.
Oh, I'm back in.
Look at them dance. But then it's ruined by this giant plug that they're stuck into.
Yeah, that they didn't need to show us that. Like, oh, so it charges? Okay.
Well, at least it charges, though. That'd be a
It's
pain.
$80?
Wait,
Oh,
was
no,
that-
for 3.
was
No,
that like-
80 for 3.
Was that old school USB, like the big USB?
I don't think. No, that's USB-C.
Okay, good. Yeah, they're just really small and useless. Good.
Oh,
I don't hate them, but I wouldn't pay $30 for one.
that's them all grown
That's like
up.
a $5 thing you see at the bin at the store.
I agree.
Yeah, they come in a big bin right next to 3-pack Nicolas Cage movies, and it's not any of the good ones.
Now, what if we put Fingerbot on top of one of these?
It would be unstoppable.
That would be great. I would like to see those in my stocking, like from my boss or something. I think it'd be cool. Just throwing it out there.
All right. I'll take out the other thing I was going to go in.
What a thing.
For your fur babies, I almost closed this one because fur baby is such a derogatory, stupid term.
Right.
You've decided on behalf of
I hate
Of
it.
the dogs that
I
it
hate it.
drugs.
I don't like fur baby at all. It's a dog. It's a dog. It's not a baby. If a baby came out and it was covered with fur, you would be horrified.
You were part werewolf.
That
yeah.
would be pretty awesome, though.
Okay. However,
Says the guy who says Reanimator beats out Citizen Kane, Empire Strikes Back.
Exactly. First of all,
Gone
it's a
with the
sled.
Wind.
Second of all,
it's a sled. He's his father.
that's it. I've ruined both those. Now watch Reanimator. You're welcome.
He comes back.
Looked alike.
Oh, man.
Bottom of the barrel.
I don't even know what this movie is, and I don't want to know.
Oh, we should watch it.
Well, okay. Yeah, it's a light up collar. Isn't that cool?
That's first of all, it is pretty. It's
Defend it, Joey.
oh, here we go.
Defend
I
it.
don't know. This was really.
The white dog's
Aw.
like, take it off him. Stop torturing
I was
him.
like, stop! Why are you doing this to
Free
him?
him.
Fur babies are word.
About to put that head on wood.
It's also voice controlled.
Is it a choke collar too?
No, it's not a choke collar, too.
Oh.
Attack.
Sick him.
Don't plug it in while
you can
attached
use
to
the,
the dog.
same plug that you use for your finger bot.
Your dog would have to hate this so much. Like, what's the use of this? If your dog runs away at night,
He can pull
Like-
over cars and then chew on them, so he gets to catch them.
like, honey, pull over. Oh, wait, it's just a dog.
Just a
Keep
dog.
going.
When you need help with the airplane landing board game, you send the dog out. Be the signal. Call him in. Call him in.
But 0%. But you sending your dogs out, you could see them in your yard because you usually let them go. But your dogs actually come back like immediately.
Oh, my dogs are so afraid to leave the house.
Yeah, they really are.
All right, picks of the week. I'm going to go first
man,
because
this
you guys
is
don't
rough.
know yet. I'm going to pick Food for Thought. I really like this game. Like I said, the consumption version of this. I would like to see this get more backers. So this is my pick of the week. You'll see my logo show up there soon. Yeah.
Tom
Is this anyone else's pick of the week?
Of the week.
No? Okay.
Nope.
No.
I like to eat. I like this game.
I also like eating.
I am going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to go to the pirate one. Sandbox Pirate. I know. I
Wait,
could
wait.
be. No, keep going. No.
Oh, it's a cat
No.
one.
That was almost it. Nope. Almost it too. Nope.
This one?
Yeah.
This is
Come
your
on.
pick of the week?
I mean, there was not a lot to pick from.
I agree.
So I am hopeful. I like Sandbox Pirates, and I like the idea of having some sort of, instead of the same fake pirates made up, this is kind of a war game style pirate thing. These are people that existed. I don't know why I keep doing air quotes. I don't know. I guess they were real. But
Yeah.
yeah. So
All
anyway,
right.
it sounds good. I mean, Sandbox Pirate. I'm hopeful.
Chris, is this your pick of the week?
It is.
No.
It is
No,
not.
I'm going with the
Cats.
rolling the Smoke and Bones, the Andrew Bosley art book stuff. that's
Oh,
earlier
okay.
on in there. I think it's a neat idea. I mean, I have some Andrew Bosley artwork on my desk at work. I really like his style. I really like his stuff. And I think this is just kind of a fun alternate thing that you could do.
That is great art.
It's really good.
It's fantastic.
He should do this for a living.
The world seems to be, interesting. Like it's he does so much iconic artwork that I think of like Stonemaier games. Even going back to his like early games like Plane Crafters. I've always really loved his style. So the fact that he's kind of coming up with his universe and there's going to be a whole Stonemaier series in it, novels and stuff in it. That's cool. That's cool, and I'm excited to see where this goes. But this is something that I also just on its own would have as a little art book and kind of flip through on the coffee table.
And it's lay flat looked like, and it's just I can see people looking through this. The price point is nice on it.
Oh, I didn't realize he did these. He was doing those speed drawings. No, I like watching stuff like that.
I do too.
It depresses me.
It makes you feel like a moron.
Because they're so good at it.
I know. Why is he giving up on it? We can't draw.
Oh, it's a good point. Once you realize that, I'll never get there. It does make it happier.
Don't you feel that way with sports? Like, even if you wanted to, you're too old to play sports anymore.
Yes. And there was a point you hit that, you're like, I guess I won't be going there to the Olympics. I'm like, I guess. It's like, all right,
No, you still can. I feel pretty confident you could break.
Yeah, you're going to send me to breakdancing, weren't you?
I was.
That was so mean.
I'm going to send you to Australia. You're gonna qualify at the Nationals.
Well, that won't age well, but you know what? No one's going to come back and watch this. No one watches Crowdsurfing like years later, do they? I
can't imagine.
Well, this is the only year breakdancers in the Olympics.
I think you would go back and watch it like when a game becomes super popular, to go back and look at
to see a slam.
The first thoughts of it.
See how wrong we were.
Oh, I know.
I mean, people like 10 years from now, they're like, that pirate game was incredible. Who knew it? And they're going to come back to this moment.
It'd be like Joey do it.
I knew it. I knew it.
That'd be a fun thing if somebody went back and like Dice Tower was wrong and found clips of me like, wow, Twilight Struggle will never take off.
Oh, that would be good.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, go back.
There's on Board Game Breakfast, we've done a few of those archive videos where like you have like a Bluetooth die. It's like a 6-sided die, and there's like an iPad game where like you fly an airplane with the die, and you're like, this is pretty interesting. I bet we'll see more stuff like this in 10 years. You were wrong.
Tech, you probably are. You could go back on tech.
I'm not making any tech predictions.
Yeah, you probably didn't think that Oasis Mini would work like it does. Yeah.
How many times are you done with it too?
I'm done with it, yeah.
It's disappointing, isn't it?
It is. I'm so sad.
All right. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. We will be back live tomorrow. We have a top 10 coming your way. Top 10 stupid games we love.
And then also Smorgasbord in the morning.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Smorgasbord in the morning. You're going to see a lot of us this week because Z, Camilla, and Mike are at AirCon in the UK. So if you're in the UK, go say hi to them.
Oh, we're talking Gen Con tomorrow morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And okay, good. To recap.
All right, folks. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Chris Yee.
I'm Joey Evans.
Have fun back in games.
Yes.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us for that video. If you haven't yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hey, make sure you check out what's happening, where I'll cover an app on an iOS or a Switch device, and you can check it out along with me. Thanks very much. You've been watching The Dice Tower.